What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why is it dark out, what's going on, why am I recording at an earlier time? So, at the time that I'm recording this video, it is currently Wednesday, December 22nd, it is 7:15 at night. And unfortunately, we're having some electrical problems in our kitchen, and we're having an electrician come in tomorrow night to get that squared away. Hopefully, it gets fixed. But truth be told, I've got some other business to take care of in tomorrow. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this now, instead of doing it in the next day like I usually do. But obviously by the time you guys see this, it will be Thursday. So I do apologize for the confusion. But for today's WWE news video, there's actually quite a bit to talk about. And what's interesting is that this might be this could very may well be the most talked about video I've ever done ever. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about a WWE show being canceled due to, we all know, a possible return to WWE, perhaps? Stone Cold Steve Austin potentially attending WrestleMania. And this first one that I'm going to talk about is the big question: is Umaga getting inducted into the Hall of Fame? So, if you guys do not remember who Umaga is, his real name was Eddie Fatu, and he's actually the brother of Rikishi and the uncle of the Usos. And Rikishi took to Twitter saying, quote, I feel it's long overdue. Hashtag Umaga HOF class of 2022. What you say, WWE Universe, should my brother go in this year? So to clarify of what happened with Umaga, he debuted in WWE right around 2006, right after WrestleMania 22 in Chicago, and he's had some incredible moments in WWE, including becoming I believe a two-time Intercontinental Champion, if I remember correctly. Being a two-time Intercontinental Champion and representing, and he actually represented Vince McMahon in the Battle of the Billionaires at WrestleMania 23 against Bobby Lashley, who was representing our former president Donald Trump, where it was basically hair versus hair. It would be Bobby Lashley, the ECW champion at the time, against Umaga, the Intercontinental champion at the time, with Stone Cold as the guest referee, and whoever lost, that billionaire would get his head shaved. So for example, if Bobby Lashley lost, Donald Trump would get his head shaved. But if it was the other way around, Vince would get his head shaved, and it ended up being that ended up being the case. Lashley defeated Umaga. Vince got his head shaved off. But unfortunately, he passed away on December 4th, 2009, at the age of just 36 from a heart attack, which I honestly don't have the words for it. I was always a big fan. I was always a big fan of Umaga, and the most absurd bullshit that he would do in the ring. Flying from the top rope, the strength that the power that he had. It was just absolutely unbelievable. And Rikishi believes that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Yes, honestly, I agree. I agree 100%. He does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because of the fact that Umaga was one of the most dominant intercontinental champions of the ruthless aggression era in 2006. But by the time we got into like 2008, 2009, it ended up becoming, the era that we see now, of course. But obviously his passing was unfortunate. I don't think WWE did anything. I think they did some sort of like video package or something like that. I don't remember, but that brings me to the question of the day. I know it's a little bit early, but should Umaga get inducted into the Hall of Fame this coming year? Let me know in the comments. I want you guys to blow up the comments. I don't care how many comments this video gets. Blow up the comments, giving your thoughts on whether or not he should get inducted and why. Because I feel like he should, with all of his accomplishments, having defeated superstars the likes of John Cena, Triple H, Jeff Hardy, all former world champions and future Hall of Famers. That right there alone speaks volume. That right there speaks for itself. So I truly believe that maybe yes, Umaga does deserve to get into the Hall of Fame, but it's possible, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. But again, Umaga for Hall of Fame, absolutely. Now on to this next topic. A possible WWE return. Who could it be? None other than Walter, of course, of all people. So if you guys remember, we have not seen Walter since he lost the NXT UK title to Ilya Dragunov in a fucking war. Like, one of the most absurd matches I had ever seen at NXT TakeOver 36 back in August. It's possible that he could be making his return. And you're wondering why. Well, if you guys remember, not too long ago, there was a match for the NXT tag team. I think it was at Halloween Havoc. So back in October, just a couple months ago, it was Imperium versus MSK for the NXT tag team titles. MSK ended up dropping the titles to Imperium, and MSK was trying to find the Shaman. Who was the Shaman? Fucking Riddle, man. Come on. Fucking Riddle. Matt Riddle, who is actually a former NXT Tag Team Champion himself, so he knows a thing or two about being a Tag Team Champion in NXT, and it's possible that Riddle could be coming back to NXT, given the fact that he's a Raw Tag Team Champion. But not only that, let's not forget, he's a former United States Champion as well, which is even more insane. But during a backstage interview segment, Imperium said, quote, while MSK has a shaman, we have a general. Who's the general? None other than Walter. He calls himself the Ring General, which would make perfect sense. So it's possible that Walter could be coming back to could be a part of the NXT roster, given the fact that there were rumors swirling around that he's supposed to be moving from the UK here to the States to work NXT. But here's the thing. So upon getting signed with WWE just a few years ago, Walter made it perfectly clear that his family's obligations would bind him to Europe, as he says. So I'm not so sure if there were some problems that he was having or what, but there's been reports saying that his personal circumstances have changed, and it could indicate a more permanent presence in 2021, or perhaps in now in 2022, as we enter the new year. Which, to be fair, Walter was a dominant NXT UK champion, so it is possible that we could see him back in NXT. But only time will tell. Only time will tell as to whether or not we could see him back. But if he shows up next week, odds are we may end up seeing a 6-man tag between MSK and Riddle against all 3 members of Imperium. Because if you guys remember, there was a 4th, but we all know what happened. Now moving on to this next topic, being the question, are we going to see Stone Cold Steve Austin back in WWE? You guys are wondering, when was the last time we saw Stone Cold? The last time we saw him on WWE TV, it was in March of 2020, or as it's been now known as 316 Day, where he gave Stone Cold Stunners to Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, and Raw commentator Byron Saxton, and celebrating with a couple of cold ones with Becky Lynch back when she was still the Raw Women's Champion the first time around, of course. He has been pretty active with WWE on with WWE Network on Peacock. No copyrights. Big shout outs to Peacock, and of course the network. Of course, big shout outs to them. No copyrights. Y'all know how this works with the algorithm. But he has been working Peacock and the WWE Network with his new interview show called Broken Skull Sessions, where he has featured quite a good amount of WWE legends in the last several years. But recently he's had superstars like Jeff Hardy, superstars like Seth Rollins, superstars like Bayley and Sasha Banks, just to name a few. I'm wondering if he could potentially have a YouTube star, a content creator on his show. I wonder. That brings me to my next question of the day, 2 and 1. Would you guys want to see me on Broken Skull Sessions? I'm very curious, because it's a possibility. Let me know in the comments. But that being said, it's been reported that that he could play a part with this year's WrestleMania coming up in Dallas. More so, I guess, sort of like maybe a host, if you will. He could be hosting WrestleMania, because I know that that WrestleMania 36, I know that Rob Gronkowski, the Gronk, he actually hosted WrestleMania on both nights, so it's very possible that we could see Austin host WrestleMania. But honestly, I would love it. That would be incredible to have Stone Cold host WrestleMania. Come on, really? It's no debate, honestly. He should do it. He should definitely do it. But that brings me to this last topic that I'm going to talk about. But before we get to it, as a reminder, guys, next Wednesday, I will be doing a sort of a end of the year Q&A. So if you guys have any questions that they want to ask me, drop comments below, or follow me on Instagram, as I will be posting a Q&A on my Instagram story. You guys can ask your questions there, or again, you can drop comments below. Ask whatever you want. There is no limit, no limit to what questions you ask me. Don't hold back. I've been wanting to do Q&As for a while, which actually brings me to something that I saw in the comments of my episode of WWE's Biggest Issue from Monday. There was a comment that read, that said video idea in depth. Look into your book. I've been curious on how it looks in the book, and if you write all the pay-per-views, all the cards, or type them out. So big shout outs to the person who posted that. Skins7754. Big shout outs to you, dude. Yes, it is true. This book right here has all of the cards that I wrote going back from WrestleMania 32, which took place, ironically enough, in Dallas, up until this point with WWE Day 1. And right now, if you notice the bookmark, that's where it's at right now. That's right where I'm at right now with WWE Day 1. I'll even show you. I don't know if the camera will do it justice, but yeah, that's basically it. So to answer that question, yes, I do write them out. It makes things easier on me, because if I were to type them out, I would end up deleting them later on. So it's better if I wrote them out, and I do use pencil, because if matches get switched up, or if they get taken off, I could just erase them and fix them, basically. So again, big shout outs to Skins7754 for that comment. But to answer the question, there's your answer there. But again, do not hesitate with the questions. You guys can ask me anything. Drop comments below. In all of my videos, I will be looking through them as best as I can. And of course, on my Instagram story, I will go through as much as I can in that video. But with that being said, now the question remains with this last topic: what WWE show will be canceled due to the pandemic? Truth be told, WWE was supposed to have had an event. An event on its holiday tour, scheduled for Laval, Quebec, Canada on December 30th, which is actually next week. So the other day, which was obviously December 20th, the Quebec Health Minister Christian Dubé, big shout out, no copyrights, y'all know how this works, big shout out, announced that the province was introducing a number of measures in order to prevent the pandemic, the virus, if you will, from being overwhelming, including the removal of spectators from sporting events. Obviously, WWE has not made any announcements as of yet, but apparently it's because of the brand new variant that's been going on right now, and with the pandemic having a massive surge because of the winter, things could be going down for WWE, as we could end up having the Thunderdome return once again, having it take place, possibly in Florida, at some point, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. We don't really know all the details, but once there are more details, I will definitely let you guys know here on the channel. But that is going to do it for this video. Again, question of the day: should Umaga get inducted into the Hall of Fame? And would you guys like to see me on a podcast like perhaps After the Bell, or maybe even the Broken Skull sessions? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want more WWE news videos, which get posted every Thursday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.